I just fell in love with like the whole idea of tech and broadcasting and things like that.
The most powerful thing you can do is to just keep asking questions.
Welcome to Chit Chats with Charity, where I show you what life is like as a news reporter. Coming up next on WGEM News at 10. That was a little promo. And give you pointers on how you can get involved in tech with tips that I have learned along the way, while I also share all about my faith with you. In this video, I will show you several different ways that you can get involved in tech and how us women fit into this industry. I had the opportunity to go to a tech conference in Chicago that was hosted by MXU, a tech company that has built a platform to help churches across the world like Passion City Church and Elevation Worship with productions through proper video lighting and audio trainings. While there, I interviewed a woman who is leading social media at her church, a CEO of a large tech contracting organization, a woman who works with tech in the news industry, and a broadcast director. Here are some of the tips they offer to help you find your way through the tech industry with the experience they've learned. Jamise McClendon is a master control operator in the news industry who also has experience as a general business manager in radio. What would you say to like other girls that are looking to join tech, but they may feel a little intimidating?
Ooh, listen, y'all are not alone, because that was literally me. Like, that was literally me. Freshman year, I knew nothing about like broadcasting, because I did like my writing and everything, just came in there with like no expectations, but I was also just like super shy and reserved, and I didn't really know anybody at the school and stuff like that. So kind of like branching out myself little by little with the classes and trying to learn more out there, like it made me uncomfortable, but it definitely like helped me in the long run. So I would say just like push yourself hard, like even if it's like super uncomfortable and you feel like you're about to have a nervous breakdown, breathe a little bit, but go out and do it, because you're gonna be like, wow, like I'm not that bad.
Next, I sat down with Jeff Vandergiesen, the co-founder and CEO of Amplio, a nonprofit that comes alongside churches to understand their collective vision and provides strategies to help them reach their goal, whether that's through contracting installers for new equipment or training churches on how to use that equipment. What got you into tech in the first place?
I was just serving at my church. I was actually working in the world. Working at a grocery store. It was just volunteering and helping out, and they posted a job. And honestly, it was something I was not qualified for at all. They hired me to be what they called the service manager. I was oversee technology, oversee everything related to the weekend service for a very fast-growing church. I had no business doing this. I knew nothing. And they saw something in me that I didn't even see. And they hired me for this role.
And when it comes to those challenges, those obstacles, maybe feeling like things are going completely over your head, those feelings of intimidation maybe, or being overwhelmed, like what helped you kind of bridge that feeling and still push through and get the job done?
It's a skill set to know when to jump into a deep end where you are in over your head. The joy for me is, it truly is seeing God work in other people because of my faithfulness.
Next, I chatted with Dominique Detweiler. She is the social media manager at a church in New York. She shares about the challenges she has faced and conquered as a woman working in tech.
When you look around a room of production people and it's 99% men, that doesn't mean you still have a place there. And that does not mean that you're just as capable. Not everyone's going to understand that at first. I've had people like when I'm working front of house come up to me and they're like, oh, are you like an assistant? Are you like, do you need help somewhere? And I'm like, I'm running this thing, thank you very much.
I'm all things camera, I'm all things, like I like to be in front of the camera as well, but when it comes to audio, anything else, lights, like they were saying stuff at the conference today and I was like looking at the guys, these guys are all on my team. I'm like slightly intimidated because I'm like, I don't touch none of this at church. And I was like, do you know what any of this mean? And they're like, yeah, like I understand. And I'm like, I genuinely don't. So when you kind of find yourself in those positions, like what do you do to not feel so overwhelmed or intimidated?
I would find these people who were a lot smarter than me and just kind of hang out with them and listen to their conversations and try to learn as much as I could from that and ask questions.
Sam Oss is a broadcast director who says asking questions and not being afraid of putting yourself out there is a great way to get involved. Sam says he has several men and women on his team who have done just that.
Not even just church production, but production in general tends to be more of a male-dominated area, male-dominated field, which is kind of sad because all the women that are on my team are like super creative and they come out with the best ideas, and they actually help lead the guys a lot of the time. The thing is, a lot of people think that it's really difficult to get started, and it's really not, because there's a lot of different positions, and if you have a good director or a good leader, they're going to do a good job of training you in steps, and they're not going to just throw you to the wolves. Any good director is going to try to do that. They're going to try to accommodate not just gender roles, but skill levels.
And when it comes to having women on the team, what are some ways that either you recruit women, and is there a recruiting process to volunteer? I mean, like, how do you get more women on your team?
We have different graphics, we use social media, we try to go out and talk to people and make really establishing relationships with people trying to get into it.
And while in Chicago, you best believe I ate good. Do you hear me? Now that I've shared with you ways that you can get involved with tech, whether it's in the news industry or in ministry, I hope you are now better equipped so that you can be successful in whichever endeavor you choose. On this channel, you will get the tips on how you can become better at chasing your dreams. You'll see what it's like for me as a news anchor and reporter, and I love sharing my faith with you and just doing life with you. If this video has encouraged you to take the next step and apply for the position you've been dreaming of, I want to make sure you're prepared. In the previous video, I shared with you 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a journalist. In next week's video, I will share with you what you should do once you've bagged your first gig and have stepped into your new job. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss when I upload. You got this. Be good, be smart, think for yourself. I love you. Now go be great.